Howdy folks, welcome back to the shed. Another Sunday has arrived. Here we are. From the looks of things, I'm seeing some action on my mic. So somebody could confirm that I'm coming across okay, sound and vision. That would help a bit. Welcome in everybody, and let's just have a quick run through who we've got today. We've got David Hall. Hello there, nice to see you. We've got Ben. Hello Ben. Well, hey. How's the ankle, mate? Dundas Junction, James, hello. Nice to see you. Robert's train set, the one and only Robert Valentine. Sodor down the man. We've got Shedmouth Junction, that's Martin. Hello, Martin. Nice to see you. Oh, have I missed it? Oh, I've missed King Anthony Dodge. How can I miss the king himself? Oh, the king of the live streams. Let's put it that way. Delft Junction, that's Pete. Hello, loud and clear. That's good. Thanks, brother. And Dino. Hello, Dino. Nice to see you. Nice. How am I? I'm okay. A little cold. The heater's doing its best, but it's down near freezing, you know. What loco is running around today? Well, you can probably hear the squeak. Yes, I didn't oil them, did I? Dragon Lover 68. Hello, Connie. How lovely to see you. Are you doing a live stream later, Connie, or are you still doing the Renaissance Fair type things? Right. Well. Anyway, before you get a chance to answer, running today, I've got my New York City Hudson, that's the River Rossi one with a chip in it. Strange but true, and some squeaky coaches behind it because brother Andy didn't put some oil on the axles like he said he would. Hudson, and behind me, there's a bit of a stammer there. Behind me, I'm not sure if you can see that right there. That is the MTH variety of the New York Hudson, which is all the bells and whistles and smoke and lights and you name it. So, excuse me. Mum and son train fans, hello there. That's Tammy and Ray. Nice to see you. Nice. Ivor Van's on. Nice to see you. More J3s. Yes, indeed. Yes, as promised. Let me just explain what happened. We did a trip to Warley yesterday, which is our country's biggest model rail exhibition at the National Exhibition Centre in Birmingham, and it's an enormous faff and expense getting there, as you'll probably all agree with me. But we made the effort. I'd already booked the tickets. Was it last month or the month before? Literally, as soon as they came on sale, that's it. Snap them up. That way, it smooths out the expenses. So James has got two. You've got two of everything, James. Is that not right? If one fails, press gang the other one. RGJ Trains. The emojis are for Ray. That's very kind of you to do that. Anyway, it's nice to see you, Tammy and Ray. Welcome in. Right. So, quick question. Does some of your locos have a service in case there's any dirt on its wheels or motor? Well, I don't usually leave anything in the shed. Everything will be cleaned and packed away back in its boxes, and then it's moved up to the house and back into storage, which is a little kinder to engines, so no damp, no ice cold or really hot conditions. So we try and store them to, I suppose, museum quality, where you've got a decent atmosphere for them to thrive. So yes, yesterday was Warley. John from Piccadilly was at the show. I didn't see him. In fact, I didn't see many people actually because I was raving around trying to look at the actual exhibition layouts, which I missed out a bit at Getz because there were so many people to meet and the chin wagging and things, and I really didn't get a chance to look at the layouts as much as I'd like. So this time I thought, right, I've got Richard with me. It always helps to have somebody strong arm with it. He's my minder. So I thought it was more crowded yesterday than it was last year. I thought it was extremely crowded. That they were evenly spaced out, but it was still crowded. A video to come on the day? No, not from me. Like I say, I was concentrating on looking at the layouts and taking them all in, from the sublime to the ridiculous, because you obviously get some fun layouts, which I also like to look at, as long as it hasn't got Underground Ernie with his eyes going like this. That freaked me out, that did. There's Lee. Hello there. Nice to see you. So, yeah, we left about 6 o'clock in the morning yesterday. The sun wasn't even up. It was freezing cold, something like 1 degree. So there was ice on the windshield. Got all that off. Off we went. Drove across to Leighton Buzzard and jumped on the train there, which takes you straight to Birmingham International, which is where the NEC is. So that's how I did it. Just to let you know, I've got to be away from keyboard for a minute and I'll be back on shortly. Okay, David, take your time. Life is what it is. So, yeah, there was lots and lots of people there, arrived all at roughly the same time we did. We got certain trains to guarantee we'd be there before it. Actually, you could get in at 9:15. So it was a bit tough. Just stick a camera. Just you stick a camera as you look at the layouts. Yeah, but yeah, that doesn't. I'll either be videoing and looking at it later, or I'll be looking at it live and taking it in, and that's what I chose to do on the day, Robert. Sometimes I've done a mixture of both, but not often, because the results I get from having a camera at exhibitions is not good. So I tend to. I know you do both, and you're very good at it, but I'm not. So who is Underground Ernie? Oh, right. It was. I believe it was done by Bachman, and it was an underground train set, and it had moving eyes on the front of it as it went along, which was utterly freaky. It was a bit like Thomas the Tank Engine for underground stock. That's what it was. But yeah, it freaked me out. I thought it was appalling, actually. It was. I know it was for children, but it seemed a bit odd. So occasionally you do get something with Underground Ernie in it. Not my kind of jazz, but so I tend to look the other way. And then, so I just raved around all day long and looked at the layouts. And yeah, sometimes you had to wait a minute or two to get in. But they had live steam up there, Gauge 1 live steam, which was fabulous. I mean, somebody like Ivo would have loved that. Everything from Garrett's to little tiny 440 schools class. It was my. There's Charlie. Hello, Charlie. Particle Station. So yeah, it was a good show. It was big. It's the biggest in the country. It's not as big as somewhere like Timonium in the States or anything like that. It's fairly. I just thought I heard a knock at the door. Excuse me a moment. Oh, I've got a set of like normal screwdrivers. Set of normal screwdrivers. Yeah. There's my case, so that's got the lot. All right. Sorry about that. That was young Ricardo requesting some long screwdrivers. So I just gave him the case, and that's that. Richard's at the moment putting together a new Vax machine, which is a carpet cleaner. So obviously there's parts need taken apart to clean them, because we've got a dog and it gets very hairy. I'm sure you understand. Yeah, but I thought it was a good show. I thought it was really packed. Lots and lots of people there. There were various events arranged. I think there was one at 11 o'clock, and the 11 o'clock just disappeared before I even looked at the watch. And I couldn't remember what time Timber Surf said that there was another meet-up, and I couldn't remember where. So I didn't worry about it too much, and I just raved around. Moreland Model Railway Andy, hello there. I looked at you, but no luck. Yeah, it was absolutely packed. Saw John Warner as he waited to go in, found it easy to get there. Didn't think he was busy, really. Do you know what I mean? First, picked up a few bargains. Well, that was the thing. And that was really the delay. Kyle Stevens, welcome in. 2 Dreyfuses, yes. Yeah, they are different numbers, actually. The Rivarossi one, which you've seen before, and the other one right behind me, which is the MTH variety. Now, I'll get that moving. It is a bit noisy, but I can actually... What I can do is I can turn off the sounds, if I can remember how. Let's recall through. I think it's that one. Let's just move it off. Yeah. How does that sound? Is that too intrusive, or do you actually like it? That's all the lights on. So the two of them together going around is pulling about 0.3 of an amp, which is not bad for DCC. And the fact that the Rivarossi has got an old can motor. Oh, right. So yeah, it was busy, and sorry about the disappointment if I didn't meet anybody, but you know, I was focused on looking at the layouts, which I did. So that was really where my focus was. Now the delay today, let me just apologise there. I know I'm an hour late, but Richard managed to get a Pennsylvania 4464 engine. I can't remember what the designation of it is, but I know it's made by Broadway Limited, and it's a brass hybrid. So they are blooming expensive, and it's unfortunate timing, but Richard wanted to test it out this morning. So up he came, and he did a factory reset on it in order to change the number of the loco. And all of a sudden it didn't want to do anything. And I thought, oh God. So while he was dealing with that, I thought I'll push back the live stream by an hour to, sounds like a Q2 duplex. You could be right. But I know it's got 4 pilot wheels, 4 driving wheels, 6 driving wheels, and another 4 under the cab. Thanks for that, Ben. And it's a monster. It's an absolute monster. And while he was working on that, I thought I'll leave him to it. That's what dads do. And, you know, provide a little support and see if he can get it working to his satisfaction. And then just after 1 o'clock, he sorted it all out to his satisfaction, disassembled the machine, put it back in the box. So unfortunately, I can't show it. I think what's going to happen is couldn't do Warley. Yeah, it's a shame, Anthony. Would have loved to have seen you there. Any big purchases? Oh, I'll come on to that. So that was the 4464, which is back in its box. I rather think that Richard's going to do his own video on his channel for that. So that will be one to look out for. Biggest thing that could make it to my layout is an 0880 Bavarian Mallet. Oh, okay. That sounds cool, actually. Really cool. Yeah, that's nice. They were absolutely enormous engines. That's right. The only thing is, let me just go and grab this. In the way of rolling stock, this is all I've got. Can everybody see that? It is Pennsylvania, and it's a heavyweight, so it's got 12 wheel, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wheel bogies. The interesting bit, I've got this a long time ago, and it says minimum radius of 24 inches recommended. So that puts out a lot of second degree and third degree curves. It says on the end there, I don't know if you can see that. Let me move a little closer. It says water damaged. And look at the price. £12.50 is that? Yeah, down from £29 to £12.50. And it's only the box that's damaged because I opened it up and had a look at the coach in there. And it's a little ripply in places. It's obviously got... the box has got wet and then dried, so it's gone a little ripply. And there's Chris. Hello, Chris, and Mike at Putnam Junction. Nice to see you. Your brass Greenbrier is the biggest I can run on my layout. Oh, yeah, okay. Brass. Nice. So that's what I've got, or we've got, for Pennsylvania. That way. That way? It's upside down in there. Never mind. So I'll be looking out for some more water stock with Pennsylvania. We just keep watching and see what comes up. I'm not sure that that engine was probably a freight engine. Am I right, Ben? Anyway, not a bad bargain, £12.50. Clive would have been proud of me. Anyway, I got that a long time ago. From Model Junction. Before they moved to their place in Slough, they were actually at Bourne End. And they shared the shop with, I think it was like a slot car. It was a slot car shop and they had half the shop. So, long time ago. But £12.50, can't complain about that. The only danger with getting things like that, I've never had anything to run with it, but now we have. So anyway, we'll be working on that. What else did we get? Richard also got a National Railway Museum. Is it a 442, something like that? An Atlantic. What's an Atlantic? Is it a 442? Or a 444. It was one they did for the National Railway Museum, and that's got actually got a screw missing from it. But being a Backman Club member, it went straight onto their website. Yes, there's a screw that you can buy for it. Boom, off we went. 442. Okay, thanks, Ben. So. That is lovely. Of all the trains I enjoy, the NTH version of the Dreyfus Hudson is my absolute #1 favourite. It's a big body of water to the west of the UK, the Atlantic. Thanks, Robert. It reminds me of an old story. A lady pulled up in a car right next to my old friend Dave, and she wound the window down And let me just explain that there used to be like a big hardware warehouse called Texas in the UK. And she stuck her head out and she went, "Excuse me, can you tell me where Texas is?" And he went, "Yes, in America." And we just burst out laughing. And she went, "Oh no, the store." Yeah, it's just around the corner. 5-pole skew well motor, flywheel and drive shafts. Sounds good. John JMC, thank you for the star bar. Yeah, I couldn't find you, John. I looked and I looked and I looked. In fact, what I was doing, I was looking behind the layouts to spot John JMC. And I couldn't spot you. And we were just out on the way out of the door to go and get a train that would take us straight back. And I spotted Timber Surf. So I handed it over. I'm glad you got it. And yeah, that's star bars for you, John. So I hope it was timely. As for food and beverages and things like that, we took them with us. Richard's got this great big orange Network Rail backpack, and we put loads of sandwiches in it, loads of drinks, and that didn't cost us a cent, really. So it didn't cost us a cent. I'm starting to sound American. I wonder who could be having influence on me like that. Anyway, right, let's just show you this beauty as it comes around. Forgive me, I'm going to do the shaky cam job. Here we go. Sorry, that's a little wonky. There we go. Variance 56X. The original one had loads of flex tube links in the drive chain. Okay, I think that's a conversation going. Only Atlantic that appear on my layout is something that would go €400 or more, Prussian S9. Yeah, this particular version he'd been looking for some time, but couldn't find one in a good box because the box seemed to be a little. They all looked chronic after a while. A Dreyfus photobombed by a Dreyfus. Yes, I'm afraid so. There goes the Rivarossi variety with a duplex and various coaches plus the N. The only thing I found I haven't got is the one with the skylight, which is called Vista Dome, and that's elusive, but I'll be working on that. Yeah, if you cough by the exhibit, somebody will make way for you. I did hear a few people with sniffles yesterday. This is the 442 in the National Rail. I think it was named Henry Oakley or something like that. Yeah, this one's in, I think, Great Northern Railway livery, which is, again, I think like an apple green. But he didn't want the London North East Railway one. He wanted the older variety. So, right, let's just stop the Rivarossi one for a while. And then you can see this beastie come past. Jim lad. Forgive me going quiet. I'm just trying to catch up with the Oh, you like that, Ben? Yes, Anthony, I did look. I looked at all the stands looking for Orange Box, Lima, Mark 1s, LMS Red, first class and third class. All I could find was some unboxed, really scratched up, nasty examples. And I just thought they're not worth it. And they were asking, I don't know, something like 15 quid. And I thought it's not worth that. But I looked every place they had, they were selling things. I looked, Anthony. So I did my best. But it's funny, some of the 00 Lima boxes have got red on them. And the red has faded to the point where it looks almost orange. So I had to look really closely. But I did really give it my best shot, Anthony. I know you're looking for them, and I don't like to disappoint. So at least I put in the effort. And Timber Surf. Let me just mention that from Tim Scale, here is a little item which holds a Stanley blade, which Timber Surf has 3D printed and very kindly gave to me as a present. So your blade is held into this handle, which has got a little bit so you can cut on it. And it also has a wonderful little safety device there, so you can keep it in your pocket. That is absolutely marvelous. Thank you for that, Timber. It does have a number on it. I'll just read it out to you. It is an RT0012R. Made by Timber Scale. Yep. And that's really, really good. Oh dear. I'm glad I got that right. Timber, if you want to pop it into the chat where somebody could buy such a thing, feel free to do so. Yes, all the rolling stock for this are Rivarossi. Didn't pay a great deal for them, and the Rivarossi ones are workmanlike but very good. I did spot some MTH. There's a pack of something like 4 on eBay going for $1,000. So you'll forgive me if I pass on that one. But they're pretty rare, as MTH went out of business and sold all of their HO tooling to, who did they sell it to? It was Scale Trains, who've promptly sat on it for a number of years now and haven't really done anything with it, which is a shame. I believe it was the Great Northern Green, LNER Apple Green. I believe it was last time I saw it, the storage shed. Yeah, but I think they did several when they did back and did the model, and he wanted the GNR green one. So it's been a bit elusive up to now. So Richard spent quite a bit of money yesterday. Here we go. Oh, love it. I'm not sure if you could see that or not, but actually the drivers are actually lit by LEDs, which are just under the skirts of the J3. It was just something they did on the real thing to highlight the fact that look at our wheels. And true to They're very high spec. NTH did it as well, which is great. A 1910s car scene. Preacher figures. Yeah, well, there's thousands of them. I don't know how you discern through all those figures, ones that you actually want. It's so diverse. I guess my train was cancelled. It took me 4 trains and 3 hours to get home. Oh, that's tough, Timber. Anyway, what else did I get? Okay. Me personally, I got another one of these, which is English China clay tip hook wagon. I think they're called Tigers. And so I got another one of those. They were going a little cheaper than usual. Some guy's selling them for £100 plus on eBay. You can go and take it and shake it. And there is one other item that I got, which I'll show you. I don't want to photobomb this lovely Hudson with its fabulous box pot drivers. They're not actually box pots. Yes, they are. It's the Firth Brown, which are not box pots. They're actually cast. These are actually disc drivers on the Hudson. It was very good. Unspent £40. Right. Well, one of my £40 come up with this one, which is, there's the little pound sign. £40, 50p for this, which is a bagger coach. I'd never seen one like that with all the windows whited out. Apparently it's a brand new Hornby one that they've done in grey and blue, which I'm partial to. So that was my other acquisition, and I'll show you the other bits in a second. Right. The other bits I got 4 of these, which are ground signals. Let's pop that down. Hang on, I'll pick it up. There we go. Red and white ground position light signal kit. So that's roughly what you get. Either 2 reds, red and white, or 2 whites. And you can do various bits. It's a Train Tech GK1. They was about £15. And I got 4 of those. So I'll be doing those. And whilst I got those, they said, oh, what would you like as a free gift? And I said, oh, can I have one of those? So I got a buffer light as well, which was a free gift. Hey, a free gift. Here we go with some more Hudson. All right. So not a fantastic haul, but I'm sure you'll agree that that was okay. Barnabas Junction, hello there, Jason. Nice to see you. And there's Brian. Hello, Brian. Oh, a rivet counter. No, I'm not really a rivet counter. Something like this Hudson, I'm happy to be a rivet counter on there. I could sit there and stare at it all day long. It never gets old. Oh, good to see Absolute Aspects at the show. Yeah, they're very, very good. Very good. If there was a signal that you couldn't buy anywhere else, or you wanted something bespoke, you would have to pay for it, and they are very expensive, but you could get it made. Oh, thank you, Robert. Anybody who would like to hit the like button, please go ahead and do so. Right, let me just stop that a second. Then what I can do is Whoa, Tuna Dog. Right, there's Dwight Curley. Hello there. I thought I started earlier. Yes, due to technical malfunction of Richard's latest acquisition, I decided to put it off by an hour. I'm sorry about that. And I don't like to disappoint people, but I thought it was best so he could sort out his model. And race fan, good afternoon, good morning. Coming around any second now, you will spot the Dreyfus Hudson. A little more speed. That's fine, allowed you to finish breakfast. Yeah. Thank you. Excuse me. As you can probably tell, the Rivarossi coaches are a slightly different colour, a bit lighter grey than the paint that MTH used, but it's a small price to pay. The DMU is put between two, providing braking power. You activate a broken down vehicle. Oh, I see. A Coronation pulling American coaches, if compatible. I can do it. It's easier to have a British engine pulling American coaches because you can use the NEM pocket to put in a KD, but you can't do it in reverse. So you would have to fart around with the coaches coupling system. It is possible though, but you'd have to work for it. Now this little beauty does have smoke, but I'd have to run it for about an hour to run it dry before I put it back in the box, so I won't turn the smoke on today. Now let me just stop that a second. Let's go for that and that. Okay. Right, I can just turn that off and then I can just run it without sound. Right. So now if I up the speed, right, this is what it sounds like without the sound on. This thing has a Canon motor in it, a Japanese motor, which is absolutely superb, really good down at the low end of the speed range, and it can push it around at 100 plus miles an hour. So here she comes. As far as I can see, this is as good as it gets. Yeah, as I say, Timber, it was literally we were almost out the door. And I'd seen a few people who were giving me long stares, as much as to say, I know you, but, you're quickly lost in the crowd. The chocky was delivered. Oh, I missed it. Not Chinese, Andy, that's different. No, the Chinese motors tend to be a bit... But the Japanese motors, if it's made in Japan, it's usually pretty good stuff. And devoured in front of us. I see. Yeah, that's pretty much my favourite of all of the steam locomotives, both full size or model. It's all embodied in that one J3 464 wheel arrangement. great big tender, beautiful streamlining and styling. The model's just it's just out of this world. When I got one of these, it just blew me aside. This is what really started the odyssey into American locos. The best one of all. It's not big boy, but it's a lot better looking. Right, let's get the Rivarossi variety going. Recall. Here we go. That's roughly about the same speed for the pair of them. And you will hear the Rivarossi motor as it comes past. Yeah, subtle difference, huh? I had a cracking chat with Rob of Little Wicket Railway. Is that the guy who was talking to you, Timber? Because I sort of recognised him from watching various live streams, but I wasn't quite sure. And you know, I was already pretty rude barging in as I did anyway. So you know, just unfortunate timing, I'm afraid. Excuse me. I remember seeing some ground signals at Swanage Railway on the platform or by the sidings where the locos and wagons were stored. Yeah, David, this is something I've been toying with for quite a while. Getting some ground signals. As you can see, I've got some 4-aspect signals set up, but I wanted some ground signals to do shunting. The ones at Swanage, I believe, were they not manual ones, which were discs? I think you might be right. I think they are actually lights. Did I see the Hornby Big Boy review? Yes, that's the one that Sam's Trains did. You're referring to, right, Pete? What can I say about that? Hornby warmed over the old Rivarossi model. It's obviously got a new motor, etc., etc. I don't know what other detailed differences, but yeah, it's all going to be plastic with probably a cast lump inside it. Okay, Robert's got to go. Thanks for coming in, Robert. Always appreciated. But yeah, the Hornby Big Boy is all plastic. If you want something better, you can go for, if you can find it, the MTH version, which Richard does have. He's both got the Challenger and the Big Boy, and a cab forward. But in the Big Boy front, you can get Broadway Limited. You can get MTH if you can still get one. Cost you about $700. And there's also the Athon Genesis Big Boy. So yeah, they're still out there, and you can still get them. The ones you get from America are probably got die cast in them and things like that, and they're a whole lot better. And there's also the Marklin one. They did a Big Boy as well, and that's a hefty beast. I have an old Rivarossi bigger. It's junk compared to the Marklin version. Yeah, you're right. It is. It's pretty basic, and they're difficult to take apart as well at the best of times. I've seen a couple of people taking Big Boys and cab forwards apart, like SMT Mainline, and they're difficult to get your head round. Let's put it that way. Uh, 1.3 kilos. So yeah, you're looking at between 2 and 3 pounds. It doesn't even stay on the tracks. Yeah. Yeah, I did run a cab forward, a River Rossi cab forward a while back. But it's not brilliant. When you get to something like the MTH or the Broadway, I know Broadway's software and their decoders are a bit crap, but the models they produce are outstanding detail and quality. But if they were controlled by the signalman in the signal box for shunting, for example, yeah, absolutely right, they were, yeah. Luckily, David, my son's a network rail signalling engineer, so anything I would need to know about signalling, I can always ask Richard. Let's pop you around in the other direction, so you can see the other way. Let's just drag that up a little. I'll drag it back a little so you can get a little bit of depth. And just when you think nothing's going to happen, two appear in the picture at the same time. Alan Wiles has got the River Rossi Big Boy, and it runs great on his layout. Yeah, it should do straight out of the box. But if there's any weakness in your track, something like a Big Boy will find it. The Hornby one does look good from a distance. Yeah, it'll look like any other Big Boy. But until you actually feel the width, then you quickly get to know. It's like the difference between this here River Rossi example, that there River Rossi example, and the MTH. But you've got to give River Rossi their dues. This is a model from the 1970s, and it's still running today. It's been DCC chipped, all right, with a pretty heavyweight chip in it, which can take that kind of power. But you've got to hand it to them. Their mechanisms were pretty reliable. Bulletproof 3-pole motors. Yeah, plastic construction. But the engineering wasn't bad. And the tolerances were quite good. So they've lasted, and they've lasted well. There goes the MTH version, with the little dip in the track that somebody spotted last week. Yeah, and I think Hornby have also used probably an ESU decoder to give the sounds. But the MTH one supersedes it. They put an awful lot into the electronics, mostly to use their own version of DCC, which was called DCS, Digital Control System, which never really caught on. Yeah, all you can hear is the clickety clack of the wheels. Obviously, as time goes on, the technology gets better, the motors get better and smaller and more powerful. Yeah, they make strides. Obviously, there's the odd squeak off of the wheels on the River Rossi coaches, but it's not too bad. Oh, I'm glad you like it, Dino. I mean, I love the American trains. I'm a sort of a strange mix-up that you're looking at across the pond to America and you think, oh, what a wonderful country. but it's like everywhere. The grass is always greener. Okay, Mav, that's fine. The dreaded W word. I hate 4-letter words like work, wash, soap. Yeah, rule 1. Rule 1 is a wonderful thing. It just shows you really a 1970s engine like this Riverotti, with its really underpowered light at the front. Great big pizza cutter wheels. Fortunately, I'm using code 100, so I can get away with it. And it's sufficiently detailed to use the modern stuff as well. Perhaps I might have gone to code 75. The detail on the drive system there is absolutely superb from NTH. Okay, that one set me back something like £500, but for me it was worth it because it's my favourite, and I had to have it. Rule 1: until your layout gets wrecked, you drive it like Schnabels or USA locos in non-catenary Euro profile tunnels. Yeah, I understand that. Code 100 is less stressful. Yes, it is. And there's probably more variety of Code 100 than any other track. So you can get your scissor crossings, and if you use Pico Streamline, nice long sets of points and turnouts. You've got variety, which I suppose you can let your imagination go wild. Felt exactly the same as a big boy. Always wanted one. Had to have one, so I had to cough up. Yeah, I'm afraid that's it, Ben. The big boy only usually comes out in the summer when it's of a decent temperature. Yeah, Ben got one all right. I think you've got the Broadway one. Is that right, Ben? Have a few US China-made locos and trains. I would rate them as junk as well. Plastic construction, terrible running performance, not much detail. Yeah, that's Hornby all over, really. The only Bachmann US train I'm somewhat happy with is the Acela. Now, Bachmann USA have, in the design work, a J3 Dreyfus Hudson on the way. It won't have smoke, and it probably won't be die-cast like this one from NTH, but it'll probably be pretty good. So it'll be something to look out for, and it's bound to be expensive. Glad I went for the Broadway over Kato. So the videos I've seen put the Broadway miles ahead of the Kato. And I'm a Kato fanboy. To be fair, yes. Yes, I saw the Kato big boy at Warley yesterday. Kato had a layout there where they let the kids have a go, and they were running the big boy all out. I mean, its driving wheels were a blur, and it was taking it okay. So if you wanted it to run really fast, it can, because I've seen it with my own eyes. Got two people, River Rossi, 00, and a Broadway N scale. All right. Well, Ben, I've got a River Rossi N-gauge big boy. Not sure if I told you that, but I do have one, but it's DC. Miniature Wonderland has the Marklin one running with 2 meters of freight behind it. Yeah, it's not much of a challenge for it, is it? Just recently learned that MTH made some US locos for the Marklin system. May have to look into what is available. Yes, they did, I believe, Anthony. I mean, the software might be a bit strange because part of it was MTH's own proprietary system, which was called DCS. But there's enough DCC in this model to be able to use it with pretty much any DCC command system. And as you can see, mine runs really well. But I know some of the German ones, and the detail on it is fabulous. I know the American guys looked at them as little more than toys, but I'm afraid I have to disagree there. They were very gimmicky with the smoke, but they did their smoke much better than Broadway did. If Broadway stepped on their toes, old Mike of MTH would swiftly sue them. Oh, Midway Model Railway, Tony Northeastern, and Stormy Sky Rail Productions have all got videos out. Hornby made Thomas, James and Percy for Marklin. Did they really? That's a new one on me. A little faster on the River Rossi variety. Now it's warmed up a bit, it's actually quietened down a little. They also made the Hogwarts Express for Markley. Oh, did they? What, 3 rail? Oh, the closet branch. I didn't see you creep in there. Sorry about that. And good afternoon to you. Even man's dignity. I see. Southern Pacific. I'm really looking forward to the New York Central loco so I can get the New York Central coaches. Seeing it at a local show and they're gorgeous. Woo! Oh, ho, ho, ho. Now that sounds good. If you can get something to run on your layout, Anthony, something like a Dreyfus Hudson would really look good. And it wouldn't look too out of place, being of the same scale as everything else. I think it would be a very fitting addition to your layout. The 2 unopened boxes of the Backman Hogwarts set, nice loco, and 002. Oh, okay. If I could find a Baltimore and Ohio 3-rail, there are some nice coaches here too. I figure if I can run a Flying Scotsman, I can run a US train on my layout too. Don't tell Joyce. Mum's the word, Anthony. Mum's the word. Right, let me just grab the camera. There we are. Normal services resumed. Now I can see you. Right. Oh, what have we got? I'll get across the States soon. Woo! Maybe even next year, and plan to go and see one of the preserved ones, if not 4014 itself. Whoa, that'd be great, Ben. 4 Southern Pacific passenger cars that have been fitted with Marklin bogies. Ooh, that's interesting. So that's continuity all the way through. Wonder if I could get away with running a big boy with GWR branch line terminus. Why not? I'd do it. Well, we have done it. If you check out Richard's website, which is the Spanish, he's done a whole series of videos on most of our acquisitions, which is the big boy, the grey Challenger with the great big smoke deflectors, the Southern Pacific forward, and various other MCH and Broadway Limited locos that we've managed to get over the years. So that's worth thinking about. I can't just grab his website and pop it in there. Is that something you can do, Ben, for me? If you can just grab Richard's website and just pop it in, that might be helpful. But yes, I did enjoy Warley. It was over in a flash, just like that. As soon as we all filed through the door, we just got to work, got the things we needed to buy, and then set about the exhibition layouts. There was a huge Great Western Railway Prairie tank as the centerpiece of the display, and that was a nice touch. It was still sitting on its low loader, but it's great to see something full size there, which was really nice. Hello, Gary. Nice to see you. I was just running a couple of Dreyfus Hudsons. The River Rossi one, which I've been running for a couple of weeks now, and coming over on this side is the MTH version, which is streets ahead, really. All the bells and whistles, and yeah. Richard's channel. Oh, thanks, Ben. That's really kind of you. There were thousands and thousands of people there. We only had one instance where somebody obviously hadn't washed, and it was sort of terrible BO, and you think, oh, it was like standing next to a pot of boiled beef and onions. It was, but most of the people there were fairly well mannered. There was no pushing, shoving, and elbowing, no fights breaking out or anything like that, and I think everybody enjoyed it. Although the way I perceived it, it was busier than the previous year, where we seemed to manage to fly around last year and see everything much quicker than we did this year. So for that reason alone, I think it was busier from my perspective anyway. But that was Warley. That's now been and gone. I got a birthday coming up on Thursday, so really I had to have Richard with me if I was going to buy anything, and he's already got something lined up. There's something squeaking on one of those. I think it's that duplex that's got a bit of a squeak on it. Sorry about that. So I had to be really careful in what I bought. So if I was buying anything, I made sure Richard was right by my side, because obviously if there was something he'd already picked out for my birthday, he could tap me on the shoulder and say, don't buy that. You might not want to buy that. So, yeah, I had to be careful. Jenny didn't go this year. Yeah, unfortunately not. It's nice to have a big presence like Jenny's channel there, which tends to be a focal point for YouTubers, however small, like myself. But alas, if I think she did a show on Saturday, sometime about 10 or 11 o'clock, with various announcements that were made. For example, the Acura Scale Prairie, not Prairie, the 14XX that they're going to do. Not 14XX, 15X, no. They're going to do a saddle tank or a pannier tank. One that's already in Backman's range, but what the hell. It sounds like we're now going to get two versions of the Austerity 210, one from Ellis Clark Trains and the other from KR Models. One's obviously going to be cheaper. How are you? How old are you this year? 21. That's very kind of you, Pete. There's a biscuit coming your way. Yeah, it's the pannier. That is noisy. Yeah. It's the big 6-0 this year on Thursday. So, 60 has come around. It's just a number. I feel all of 59 still. I don't know. It's just a number. And if you're still feeling good and you can go out to exhibitions like Warley and things like that, are they doing the Longmore military version? Yes, they are. Both companies are doing the Longmore military railway version, which is a beautiful blue with red wheels. Very much like, very reminiscent of German steam engines of all eras, which is black and red. But this is like a very striking blue and red. Got 8 years on me. Whee! That's it. As long as you feel good, Pete, it's just a number. Didn't go this year, once again, but it sounds like I missed a good day yesterday. Yeah, it's a big show. It's the biggest. It's a shame that somebody like Rails of Sheffield are not there anymore, because they used to have a huge stand with lots of stuff on it, which is difficult to find, and that was a real bonus. It's just a shame that they're not doing the big shows at present. Whether they're not going to do it in the future remains to be seen. But even Hattons now, they don't take anything along to the shows, just what they're going to do in the next, I don't know, the next year. Yeah, 57XX, that's it, the 57 number range. Is that one Gordon at the SVR? I think it very well might be, actually. The fact that it's a 210, it's near enough. It's a big steam engine, and Gordon's a big steam engine. So, yeah, I'm going to cut it there, chaps. DRG era 2A colours were better looking. Black smoke box, dark green body, reddish brown wheels and chassis. Yeah, that does sound rather good. There's a model I've always wanted to get from MTH, which was the, what's it called? I think it's the K4. And they did it in a Tuscan red. which is absolutely beautiful. I think it's a Pacific wheel arrangement, 462, one of the smaller models that NTH did. I know they did a 280. Thanks, Dino. And I got one. It wasn't in Tuscan red, but I got one last year. It was this year, actually. I got it at Anoraks Anonymous, and the thing didn't work properly, so I had to send it back, and I'm devastated about that. Yeah, but there was something intrinsically wrong with it, and I've still got the video I did of it, which I sent to Anoraks Anonymous to say, have you got any clues why it's doing this? And they said, no, just send it back and we'll give you a refund, which is fair enough. So, okay, I'll move on to Ben's live stream next. Ben, are you doing a live stream? Thanks, Martin. You and Evie, good luck with your wibbly wobbly wagon challenge. The Shedmouth Junction wibbly wobbly wagon challenge. So yeah, I'll be doing something for that. So not me, mate. Whoa, oh, that's a shame, Ben. Yeah, it would be lovely if we could sort of segue together and then just sort of flip from one to the other. But oh, there you go. Sorry, daughter call. Okay, Brian. Cheers, Mike. Have fun wiring up all of those point motors and things. I'm sure that'll keep you and Sue going for a while. Brian's back now. For the WWC, I could only come up with some kind of carnival float. Oh, yeah, why not? Make a little video and send it in. It's all a bit of fun. That's really what it's all about. Running these models, it's a bit of fun that I do on Sunday, and it's lovely to have people come along and chew the fat. So we'll work something out. Yeah, I'm sure we will. Yeah, nice to see you, Brian. So I'm going to chop it there and do a bit of wheel lubrication before I pack them away. Thanks everybody for coming. Sorry it was a bit delayed, but that's the way things are. Thanks, Chris. It's lovely to see you all, and I'll catch up with you next time. So I'll say auf Wiedersehen, tschüss, and happy trains. And who else did I steal something from? I could say ciao for now, and that's Timber's phrase. All of these copyright claims I'll have. Oh dear, never mind. Anyway, thanks everybody for coming, and I'll catch up with you all next Sunday. Be there or be square. Cheers for now. See you soon.